All right, welcome everyone here tonight to the Core GT season. This is season number 6 coming at you week 5 here, Autodromo del Mugello. It's got some nice corners here and there. I mostly remember it from Forza. Being a new track to iRacing, we will see what we got here. Looks like it's a 3.22 mile track at an altitude of 918 feet. We're going to run tonight with the following rules. We have one fast repair. These are fixed iRacing setups. The guy's running with 50% fuel and a drive-through after 17 incidents. So, got to stay a little clean here. All right, let's go over here and see what the preliminary qualifying looks like. We got about 4 minutes left here. Looks like James Pierce is our provisional pole right now with a 136.46. Looks like we still have Thaddeus Marshall here on track. Trying to set some times here, so he's currently in third. My phone is apparently slow. Let me see. It is silence. Alright. See what Dad's going to set this time by here. We're going to turn off the off tracks because that never actually really touched anything. 136.957. So 3 of these guys in the 136 is checking down over here in GT3 with Jean McClellan taking a pole there. Christopher Hamilton looks like he's already set his. So 148.54. So a couple tenths here on Hamilton. Looks like we still have Dave Tilford out there. Let's see where Dave is here. So looking like the Porsche is a popular choice tonight for some of the fast guys, but we see Dominique in the Ferrari. See Mason Smith down there in the Audi. Russell Peterson here is in the Ferrari. That's a newcomer. So I believe he should actually be red. I will have to check with Dave on that. So. Should be. Red is the correct color for him, being a I think it's going to be the greens. Green should be our technical rookies right now. I can't remember. We're going to leave him white for right now. I'll have to get confirmation from Mr. Dave Tilford over there real quick. But it looks like everybody has set their qualifying times here. We can go back here and see. We have Tyler here. A little bit of an off track out of the... after last week, Tyler noticed, so we will change his name back here. If it is correct. Alright, as we are getting ready to grid up here, let's see what our final is. Looks like James Pierce taking pole in the LMP2. That's a little weird coming out of that. Yeah, not quite what's going on with SDK there, but it's deciding to be a little funky. But that is James Pierce with a 136.556. Parks Dela Cruz in second place, 4/10 off. Thaddeus Marshall, 5/10 off. Tyler Keiko, 8/10 off. Carl Handwork in fifth, 1.1 off. So not somewhere you generally see Carl being ever a second off. Sahash Patiar is 1.6, and then Bramble is a 3.6 seconds back. As we will go over here and change. There we go. And in GT3, Jean McLuhan taking pole in first with a 148.540. Christopher Hamilton in second, about 2/10 off there, just shy of it. Nickerson in third, another 2.7 off, or 0.27 off. Dominique Ford, 3/10 off. Dave Telford in fifth, 0.6 off. Let's see here. What else do we have? Ponzi is 0.8 in sixth. Mason Smith in seventh. Dane Simpson in eighth, 1.3. Do this here. Oh. You know. So, Russell Peterson in ninth. James Molyneux in 10th. Lee Porter in 11th. John Crane in 12th. And Andrew Rasmussen in 13th. I do not know why that one control is just nice on the sizing thing. So we go into our race thing here as these guys are going on around. So right here. Boy. Maxing it out. Looks like the GPU temperature is coming up a wee little bit, but we are alright. There we go. That seems to have fixed that little issue. Alright. Not showing any drop frames. Oh, it should be well. Say we got Abby in the chat tonight, not going to make it. Looks like Booker is... Yeah, that's right. We're missing Derek tonight. Good to see you in the chat. And I got Barry as well. So, as these guys make their way around here, let's get the track back to actually decide to cooperate tonight. Show you all with their car numbers right here. Okay, I see how... I had to look at the track and see, thinking it was not oriented correctly, but it is, So... As they are coming around this section here, let's see if we have any... See your LMPs there. See some of your GT3s back here. Like I said, quite a Porsche dense field tonight, but we do have a few Ferraris and that.
Hey, GT3, can we get a gap
Audi
for the P2?
And sorry about that. I thought my voice chat was disabled. I am sorry, y'all. There we go. Don't need to go radioactive with some of this crowd we got around here tonight. So, a beautiful track they have made here. One of the first times I've gotten to see the foliage working. You can see the grass has a little bit of extra texture. Trying to run in HDR mode tonight, so hopefully it looks a little bit better on some of y'all's screens. So, as we are looking here, let's see. I was trying to pull this up earlier, but the Core Racing League website is a bit of a fuddy-duddy to me. It is not pulling up. I was going to try to have a little graphic here for where everybody's sitting tonight, as we will see the pace car drop on off here in just a second. And watch these guys as they are taking off. I do not have a starter cam tonight either. Brand new track, no setup cameras. As James is leading them to the line, and you can see It is green flag. Barney is waving it, and we are off. Looks like Parks is getting out to a little bit of a lead on James, getting that jump. We see Thaddeus Marshall thinking about making it too wide, and that promotes Carl Handwork up a spot to 4th there. And there's James taking the lead back. You know, being teammates and all, looks like they let each other go. Marshall is going to want to try to stay on the back of Parksdale Cruz. As we check into here, Nickerson already up to 2nd place. Got around Christopher Hamilton here. Not quite sure what happened to Chris there, and that purple Porsche decided not to run his normal Mercedes tonight. Said that the Mercedes here was just a little bit too much of a liability. Said he was almost 2 seconds quicker in the Porsche, so don't blame you there at all. See these guys going through here, kind of keeping it all nice and clean, as Nickerson is trying to hunt down Jean there. There's 2 different lines for that one corner there. Don't know if maybe Nick overcooked it a little bit, or just is playing a little bit of a different game. As we'll check back in here, James has already got a little bit of a gap there on 2nd place. Parks, Thaddeus Marshall not in close, and then looks like Tyler Kakeko got his position back over Carl. Sahaj and Bramble there, and you can see the gap all the way back to John here. They have put a little bit of thing. Nickerson will have a nice draft to come up here into this braking zone. Nick's going to look around the outside, hanging it out there, keeping a little more speed. Is he going to have it at exit? Takes the inside away from John. Nice move there by Nickerson. Oh, showing a crash for Carl Handwork here. See what's happened. It's a little sideways. Ooh, just misses Bramble, spins it around, gets it going, and back. No harm, no foul, other than a little bit of some hot tire. Looks like we got a little bit of action here. James and Lee Porter passing each other a few times, trying to get up the hill into one. Scenic. That's weird. As now we have Dominique Ford and Christopher Hamilton wanting to take a look at maybe getting around John there. Because if they want to try to keep Nickerson in sight, they can't be held up very long. Back through here. That is Tim Ponzi and that black Porsche there. I think that's a new paint job for Tim tonight. You know, and there is nothing wrong with a good-looking black Porsche. Back here, Mason in our Soul Audi. Nice little black, gray, and green NVIDIA job. Dane Simpson still running that dirty Ferrari paint job. Check back up in here. And look at the gap that James already has here on Parks. Trying to find a little bit of a... It's starting to get hard to keep them in the same camera shot. Parks and Thaddeus Marshall here. Not a huge gap between those two. A little bit further away, you can kind of see these guys going around here. Let's see. Tyler Bramble there, and there is Carl Handwork. You can see on the track map a little bit of a gap formed there. We'll check back into GT3 as you see these guys come down here. Kind of keep it panning back over here as Mason Smith looking to put a move on Dave Tilford. Showing a crash for Dominique Ford here. What happened to Dominique in that red Ferrari? Oh! Did he get a shot from Chris? Let's go back here and see. We're going to have to go to the chase cam Stop that right there. Where is my... Car chase. Let's see here. Quarter time. Speed until he gets close. No, he is already sideways. Chris, you can see on the brakes looking to the outside. Is Chris going to get around without touching him? Oh, a little bit of a netcode touch there. And Dave. Whew. Fonzie, yeah, that, not where you want to be, Dominique. Jump back to this match here between Mason and Tilford as they come down into one. Well, technically, I guess you're going up into one, at least on the exit. Greg, I miss Roxy. Yeah, Dane running the pink Porsche Roxy there. I don't miss having the teeth of Roxy biting me, but it is still, it was a fun look to see. So, let's look and see here, who's close. Checking in our LMP2s. Looks like Thaddeus Marshall is not letting Parks get too far away. But also, Tyler Kakeko is keeping up the rear there. Those three have a little bit of a breakaway group. Back to Sahaj. Back to Bramble in there. And then Carl Handwork a little bit further back in 7th place. Nickerson here. Nickerson's last lap, a 1:49. So, Carl, as long as you don't lose 10 seconds a lap, you don't have to worry about Nick passing. Looks like we got a little action here with Mason making a pass on David, David making a pass on Mason. And let's see who comes out to be victorious here. Looks like David's going to take it back through those S's there. Mason's gonna, nope. Go back here and check in real time. Dave has indeed held on to that place. And look at the last lap. Let's pull up the little time delta here. Let's see. That gap is slowly coming down. We can look at their lap times the last few laps here. And a little weird. We're showing make a quick little change so we can see what we need to see. That's actually correct. We can see our lap 4 now. As you see Nickerson's lap time slowly just dropping. You can see Jean is dropping off as well, but Hamilton's perspective. Yeah, you can see Hamilton losing 1.2 on that lap with a little incident, taking up a half second, losing 0.1 to taking it pretty much back. Let's see what this lap 5 is going to look like here. And show me all the, I don't know if it plans on showing me every lap. I can't keep shoving it over that much. We're going to have to check into SDK, but you can see another 0.2. That is putting him 0.6 off the back of Jean there. Fonzie keep up in this battle between Mason and Dave Tilford. Looks like Tilford may have a little bit of something. Maybe that Audi and Mason are just not meshing well at this particular track. So let's go through here. As we can see Dominique Ford coming up. But looks like we had a issue here to James Molyneux. Going off track and getting into Dominique there. Look like you know, when you ride those curbs, that Porsche is not always happy about it. Anybody else? Yes, Derek. In the night races, I do enjoy watching the McLaren Flame Show. However, I don't like being behind the McLaren Flame Show. Something crazy coming out of SDK right now. Looks like everybody is just kind of holding position here. Closest battles we get going through the field are going to be Dave Tilford and Mason Smith here, and then John and Hamilton, and then back here between Lee Porter and Dominique Ford, as I imagine Dominique's looking to make his way back up and reclaim some of those 6 places he has lost tonight. And check back in here, you can kind of see, we keep it on Thaddeus Marshall, the gap between him and Parks. So there's 2-1-2. Essentially, the whole top 4 is 2-1-2. That being said, most of the field for LMP2 is 2-1-2, guys. Barry, not giving try any luck tonight. Yeah. Looks like the LMPs are just a little short of a minute and a half. It's actually looking like here, as we see Dominic Ford has gotten around Lee Peterson and is working, or sorry, Lee Porter and is working on Russell Peterson here, going down the inside. Put Dane Simpson in that pink Ferrari, as we see already the LMP2 guys are lapping. Hey, where's the... Yep, you can see the LMP2's coming through this little pack here. Oh, no, you're getting a little sideways. See where Mr. Carl Handwork is, as you see him running down the 39 of Tyler Bramble. See, taking about a half a second to 2 seconds in one lap off of Bramble. Check back in here with Nick, and you can see he is managed to open up. Well, it's almost a second. It looks like... Let's want to play bad again. It looks like after lap 4, Nickerson may have taken too much out of the tires. Looks like John has slowly started to catch him back over the last 3 laps. Hamilton losing a little bit of the back of John there, as we will see there is James Pierce trying to get around Christopher Hamilton there. Not exactly the place you really want to catch a GT3. But as you can see, James has a almost 3-second lead. It's not showing the gaps. There we go. Don't want the gap in the interval between all these guys. There we go. So just looking down this thing here, it looks like Dominique Ford and Lee Porter are about to be going at it again. Dominique going to go around to the outside, get the inside for the next corner. You see Bramble going through there, which means there should be a handwork not far Oh no, Handwork has already gotten around Tyler Bramble. Must have managed to get through the traffic just a little bit better. Alright. Dominique is now going to look at getting around Russell Peterson again. Checking back up here. Second, let's see how the... There we go. See how this battle between Dave Tilford and Mason is going. Looks like Tilford is slowly opening that gap up a little bit there. And even a couple laps is maybe going to try to take a sniff here at Ponzi. So our field's spreading out just here a little bit. And the closest, let's check in with Thaddeus Marshall. Getting around Parks de la Cruz, I guess, when they got over. Let's see how Thad got around Parks. And it was when Dominique went off there. That's why I was focused on Dominique, not noticing that we had a change of lead with Thaddeus Marshall in second. So that's dropped Parks de la Cruz down to third. You can see Tyler Kukeka right behind him there. For my headphones being a little ridiculous. We are checking. Oh god. Yeah, if iRacing worked like Ferraris, we would all be in a lot of trouble. Alright. Let's check in. Middle of the pack racing. Solid. That's the name we haven't seen in a little while. Andrew Rasmussen. Looks like he'll be in a Porsche, so I'm not quite sure, but I just saw him pop on our list here. But, well, looks like Russell Peterson is showing out of the race. John Crane, we haven't seen much of. There we go. There's John Crane. SDK, you're acting a little odd. Greg, you're not wrong. When Dob has bad luck, it's comes in threes, right? You can see he is now 3.4 seconds back behind Dane Simpson. Or 2.9 now, so Dom trying to make his way back towards the front. And there is a large gap here between Dane and Mason. Almost a 12-second gap there. As Tilford has managed to get a little closer, it looks like, to Ponzi, at least on the thing. And you can see the gap here between Nickerson, John, and Hamilton. Hamilton closing that gap up on McLuhan the last few laps. Looks like showing the Hodge Pet off track here. Let's see what happened. Oh, yeah. Sahaj going for a little beach stroll in the sand pit. Just letting the 18 of Carl Handwork by him. Promoting Carl up to 5th place there. So, Carl, you got your spots back from the start. Ponzi not making big waves, but just staying right here in 4th overall in class. Showing James Pierce already pitting. Let's see. Here's my pit lane camera. There we go. Let's see what these LMP2. So we are 19 minutes in. That is going to be 2 stops here tonight. You see him stop? Spinning the tires while it's in the air. I'm guessing these guys they're at least probably changing 2 tires. Thaddeus Marshall already down off the jacks a little earlier. James maybe having that little bit of time. Although it looks like Carl Handworth is out of the pits and in the lead, so maybe he managed to squeeze an extra lap out of the tank. Maybe this being a little off pace has allowed him to save enough fuel. Maybe he only has to do 1 pit stop because the difference between James and Carl is 25 seconds. Gonna do a little love to hear it segment real quick. Let y'all hear these cars in there. Well, just listen and enjoy. back. Let's turn those cars down just a little bit. Hope y'all enjoyed that. And yes, Craig, the rumble strips are nice thing. We had a little bit. Christopher Hamilton going off track here. Oh! Okay, that's a little weird. Let's go back and watch that again. So it looks like he got into it with a James Pierce there. If we look at his chase, we'll do it from far chase here. Let's go. Oh, that was some bad net code, it looks like. And yeah, just getting the full on iRacing treatment there, straight into the wall. Looks like we have another incident for our previous second place, John McLuhan. Oh! Oh! Flipping that Porsche. Bye-bye rear wing. John having to jump to the pits there. Let's see what else we have. Looks like we have a crash from James Molyneux that we missed. Yep, just typical Porsche pendulum things. Showing another accident for Dominique Ford. Dominique went off track. Oh, caught too much of that curb and ooh. I think he lost that rear window in the process too. Yep, looks like that may have damaged his steering a little too much. And showing an accident here for Dane Simpson. What happened to Dane here? Coming in, did he catch... Oh! PSA for Ferrari drivers. Stay off the yellow things. It doesn't end well. But Dane looks like he didn't get any serious things. Showing Bramble passing Carl Handwerk for pieces. Into the pits. Second time here, so go back a while. And that little accident has put Chris down to 6. Looking hard to run down Dave Tilford here. As we are looking here. And Nickerson not going into pit lane yet. Tilford has. He went in on lap 14. So that's what put Tilford back here. A little further back than normal, but it looks like Dominique Ford out of the race. Russell Peterson out of the race. Looks like John did not join back. Oh, no. Yep, John did. Currently have James Molyneux and John Crane coming in the pit lane together. As Christopher Hamilton is 10 seconds off of the back of Dave Tilford. Chris already being in pit lane as well. Went in on the lap 12 after that little incident. Used as fast repair, would have come back out. So he was right in front of Dave before, so that kind of shows you. Watch out, Chris. Here comes James again. Watch out for the net code. See a little flashing coming from James there. James gets around him cleanly this time. No offense, James. We just kind of figured with that net code being that bad, give him some space. Nickerson has left the pits onto his out lap now, showing his pit lane time of 14 seconds. Ponzi in there for 21, which I believe that means Ponzi would have taken all the tires. As you can see, that difference right there has let Dave Tilford come by, as I can tell on my screen. I'm hoping it comes through now that we're in HDR on iRacing. The clouds are out. Show the weather Looks like the track temp was up a little bit higher earlier. I believe it was around 93 at the hottest I saw, so it's already come down a little bit. So will this show me what time of day it is? No, that does not tell me what time of day it is. So I'll have to remember that. Bring our track map back up here. As you can see, the entire field is spread out pretty nicely on our track map. Checking back in up here. Looks like, oh, Thaddeus Marshall going to be making the pass on Mason there. And Lee Porter in that Ferrari has yet to pit. Did Lee realize there's a way to save enough fuel to make it all the way to the end? I don't know. Definitely something you can't keep a look at. Looks like John Crane went off track here. What happened? Oh. Yeah, John, that's not where the track is. That is not the normal entry. But you kept it off the wall. That's important. Check back here. And owners. Carl Handwork down in 7th position. So it sounds like something else is going on with Carl here. Showing him having to come down pit lane twice. His last one was only for 6.45 seconds. Maybe a short pit strategy that he's going to make work. You know. Maybe he just needed that splash and go. Showing his pit lane time versus everyone else is at 37 versus 49. So did he find a way to save 10 seconds there on that second pit? We will have to keep an eye on that. And we're still in replay mode. Come on. Come on, SDK. Actually, that's going to be the stream deck that's not acting right. You can see there's a 2-second gap now between Thaddeus and Parks, as they just got another time around Nickerson there. And the gap between Nickerson and Dave Tilford is only 3.2 seconds. So that's quite impressive. That little bit of counter strategy out of Tilford might just pay off. It got him around Ponzi. I mean, if we were looking earlier, the gap between Mason and Tilford was only like a second, and now looks like it is almost up to 6 seconds. So Dave's pit lane time, or pit time, was about 2 seconds quicker than Mason Smith. So did he take a little less fuel? Ponzi, we know, took tires, clocking in the fastest lap so far in GT3 with a 148.7. So Tim Ponzi getting the move on. Going to try to run down Dave Tilford's got to make up 3 seconds there. As you can watch that interval gap, it is falling. Already down to 2.6, 2.5. Getting after it, Tim. As we see Christopher Hamilton here, about 4.5 seconds off the back of Mason Smith. Let's pull up our lap times here and see. And he's making up some big strides on Mason there. As that is Sahaj Patty are looking to get around Christopher Hamilton in that purple Porsche. Purple Porsche, that just is a weird tongue twister. Check back in here. Dane Simpson up a position in 7th in his class. And then you see John, our early leader and pole sitter, down in 8th position, trying to make his way back up towards the front. We have Mason Smith here. As we are just under 10 minutes left in this 45-minute race. Mason using all the grass, staying well away from the 27 of Sahaj Padiyar, giving that LMP2 as much room as possible. Looks like Ponzi has been slowly opening that gap to Mason Smith. As we will check in here with Lee Porter. Looks like he managed to stay up to lap 17, but still, you know, in 6th position. He's up 5 spots. Check in with Nick Wilson, GT3 Porsche. Up in the onboard. See what a lap here looks like as Nick is going into the back half of the track here. He's headed up to the main straight now. Yeah, we'll get a full lap here in with Nick. See how he sets up this GT3 to do a nice lap from the lead. As I'm sitting here looking in Ponzi putting in a 148.9, and both of these guys putting in 149.8 or 0.6 in Nick's case. So Ponzi going to making his move towards the front. Obviously not happy with a third. He's going to be looking to maybe try to take the win from Nickerson here. Nick driving that car for everything it's worth. See the corrections there? Taking all the curb there. Taking a whole that one there. But as Chris Hamilton will say, you paid for the whole track, use the whole track. And these curbs are nice and loud. See, staying off of those yellow little sausage curbs. Those things have cost Dominique and Dane tonight. Oh, showing. Looks like Ponzi managed to get around Tilford. Tilford getting a little leery there. So Ponzi now 3.6 back behind Nickerson. Let's look here and see. As you can tell, the sun's out. Let's see what the weather. Still 89-degree track. Ooh, that sun coming off that Porsche there. That is nice and bright. Let's see, Ponzi still within about a half second on Nickerson there on that last lap. Oh no, that's, sorry, 0.7 of a second on that last lap. So Ponzi trying to make some hay. You can kind of, I think you can tell the tires are starting to probably warm up a little bit. Don't know how much longer that tire advantage will last him. But while he has it, he is definitely going to put himself onto the back of Nickerson. Showing Bramble in the pits here. Looks like he is taking that. Also James Pierce coming into the pits here. As I'm guessing we will follow Parks. Oh, Parks staying out. Palakugeko staying out. Sahaj and Park We'll see where Carl comes out in the mess of all this here with that counter strategy as he gets around Tilford. Is that going to be enough for Carl to get past Sahaj in the pit phase here? I don't think it's going to be enough for him to get around James. James Pierce went off track. Is he in there for some damage maybe? Oh! Took a shot from Jean there. What did happen there, guys? Let's watch this from chase view. Oh, John didn't see him, and then yeah, James trying to collect the car back. We'll have to hop in the cockpit view here and see how bad that wheel might be messed up. Looks like it's pretty straight for the most part, not acting like there's anything too crazy. We'll go back to our live view here as James Pierce is back on the road. In the pit lane for a minute and 3 seconds, so I'm guessing he may have accidentally taken his fast repair or did not get it checked in time and had to do a little bit of required damage repairs possibly there. Or maybe he just took the optional. Maybe James wants a big challenge. Who knows? Parks and Tyler are in the pits here. Thaddeus Marshall, is he going to come in this time, or was he... No, Thad pitted a few laps ago, and looks like he will beat Parks out. So, new leader Thaddeus Marshall in the 212 pink dirt racing guy here, leading our GT series. And here we go, Nickerson. Ponzi has gotten that gap down to 1.7 seconds now. So we should see him right there on the back. And nope, he won't be getting a draft or a push from Sahaj. Getting close here. About 2 minutes left to go. Is it going to be enough time? Looking here. Click on Ponzi and see. Last lap, he took out 0.6 of a second. So if we have 2 laps to go, 0.6, it's going to be close. Looks like, although now that he is down to 2 seconds, looks like the gap may have opened back up just a little bit. Maybe Nickerson saw what was happening and decided to put the hammer down. Definitely our closest battle here on track, with the exception being Christopher Hamilton looking to take on Mason Smith here. That's not a good camera for this. Maybe left front suspension here of Chris. You go in the cockpit of this Porsche and see if he can find a way around Mason. Keeping an eye here on this gap. And kind of let the door open. Looks like Hamilton may have taken a step but decided better of it. So he will come around here. See if he can make a run onto the front straight here. As I believe we should be white flag this next time when Thaddeus Marshall goes by. Let's see. Chris gonna make a move into one. Going to the outside of Mason. It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it works for him. Nope. Decides to try to tuck back under. Maybe he thought he could get Mason to outbrake himself, but not very likely. Still the closest battle on track. Ponzi getting that gap down to almost a second now. We are overtime and Let's jump in here. It's not quite close enough yet. Look back at this battle here. Parks de la Cruz getting close to Thaddeus Marshall, but not quite enough. I'm guessing Thad may have caught that one over close, but here, jump back to this battle here. Ponzi has got it down to right at 1 second, but it's like Nick does not want him to close it down anymore. Down below a second through these couple corners here. I don't think it's going to be enough time, though, as we will look back here at Chris and Mason with Sahaj right behind them. Will Sahaj have a role to play? You can see that Porsche all over the back of that Audi. Just going to look to the outside. Is he going to cut back and try to get a run into this final corner on Mason Smith? Get a better exit. See a little bobble there out of Mason. What's it going to be? Chris have anything for him? As they come to the line, it looks like Mason's going to just hold him off. So, wow, oh, wow. Nice finish there. Looks like Ponzi got it down to 0.8 of a second. Not quite enough. As it sounds like somebody died right there. That's going to be Sahaj Patiar running into the wall at the end of that. All right, well, let's pull up our final results here. And show me the LMP2 results. Okay, results. Here we go. Thank you, SDK. Taking your win here is Thaddeus Marshall in first, Parks de la Cruz in second, Tyler Kakeko in third, Carl Handwork in fourth, James Pierce in fifth, Sahaj Patiar in sixth, and Tyler Bramble in seventh. All right, and we will jump down now to our GT3s and see this guys here. Nick Nickerson taking your win tonight, Tim Ponzi in second, Dave Tilford in third, Mason Smith in fourth, Christopher Hamilton in fifth, Lee Porter in sixth, Dane Simpson in seventh, Jean McLuhan in eighth, James Molyneux in ninth, John Crane in 10th. 11th will be Dominic Ford and Russell Peterson in 12th, and Andrew Rasmussen in 13th. All right. Let's do this, and let's see, who do we have already in the waiting room? I'm not really seeing anyone here. So we're going to have to randomly start pulling people in. Let's see. Craig, how many gold races? Well, Nick will be in silver for the rest of the season. And provided he doesn't do his normal quitting of races he wrecks in, probably be at the end of the season. He'll get his promotion to gold. He was not far away. All right, let's see here. There we go. Everybody's in the waiting room. We will start with our GT3s here, which will be Dave Tilford. I don't have to steal him. Dave, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
So, third, a little bit of a counter strategy there. How did it play out the way you expected it to, or?
I was a little slower after the stop than I thought it would be, not taking right sides. Ponzi was kind of gaining hand over fist, so I was pushing pretty hard, and that's why I almost lost it there in the fast right-hander. But yeah, overall, I think it was a decent strategy. I mean, it gave me a chance. It put me out in front of them, and you know, if I could have held on to it and put some more pressure on defending, then who knows what would have happened. But yeah, good race overall.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like yeah, we saw you pit a little early, and I was like, okay, this is going to work. And then see Ponzi pit. He obviously took all four tires and just was making hay. I thought he was going to be able to get Nick there at the end, maybe, but looks like Nick may have been saving a little in the tank and decided to put the hammer down and keep him just far enough away.
Yeah, I was starting to catch Nick a little bit, so I'm guessing he didn't take tires at all. Maybe I'm not sure. But yeah, tire strategy was going to be interesting always on this track with as much as it really punishes the left sides and even the rights. I mean, it's just long, fast sweepers and a lot of pressure on those tires. So makes for a fun race. And the other key was really just being able to be aware and out of the way of the LMP2s, be predictable, and when you see them start to make their move, don't get in their way or have any overlap there. So that was probably the other key of the race.
Yeah, we saw a few netcode events between like Chris and um, who's 230 James, to where they you could have driven a Mack truck between the hole that netcoded them. But it looks like you and Mason had a nice battle going on for quite a while there. So anytime you can hold off Mason for an entire race, that's it's quite the accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean, big shout out to this crew of guys, and the competition level in this GT3 class is really high, and definitely more than happy to get a podium anytime, and really just happy to get a top five with this group. So yep, happy tonight.
Anybody you want to give a shout out to on that number 12 machine before we let you go celebrate that podium?
Yeah, sure. So always my family. Thank the man upstairs too for getting us through a lot of stuff lately and giving me the means and the ability to do this. And yeah, just you guys for you, John, for broadcasting this and all the organization that goes into putting on this league.
Well, it's no problem. When you put on some good racing like that, it makes it fun. But we appreciate it, and we will let you go get on and celebrate.
All right, appreciate it.
All right. Let's pull our second place in GT3. And Tim Ponzi, you got a copy on me.
Yes, sir.
Sorry to interrupt your stream there in the other chat, but so where you took tires, but looks like just not quite enough of the tire gap to manage to catch up and pass Nick there for the
Yeah,
at the end.
unfortunately, I think I should. If I'd have pitted a couple laps earlier, maybe I'd have had a shot at it. Because I was waiting on tires, not fuel. So if I'd have taken him a couple laps earlier, possibly might have had a shot. But yeah, that's a rough race.
Yeah, the yes. So were some of the LMPs getting around? You were having some little netcode issues, and getting a little close to each other. But
Yeah, I was just watching the Chris Hamilton and James Pierce incident, and that was the biggest net code I think I've ever seen.
yeah, you
I mean,
definitely get a motorcycle through there, no problem.
oh yeah,
A small car possibly. I was joking with David, say you could drive a Mack truck through it. I mean, it's a little excessive, but a Fiat 500 may have honestly fit in that gap.
oh yeah, that was gigantic. I was right behind him too. I'm like, no, he didn't do that. Well, he didn't. Looks can be
Yeah.
deceiving.
Well, it was fun to watch you run down David, and saw David have that little mistake that let you by him, and then saw
Yeah,
where you were taking a second a lap out of Nick, and but it seemed like there on that last lap. I wonder if we'll have to find out. You have to watch and ask Nick if he
I,
saved a little bit in the tank to drop the
yeah.
hammer on you.
I got a good run on him, and I had a little bit of wheel slip coming out of the last corner, or I made at least close at the finish line.
Well,
So yeah, it was.
congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
And anytime you can run with these guys up here all the way up front, you're doing something right. And I know from running with you at Fuji, you're definitely a man of consistency. So sometimes that's all that
I
matters.
appreciate it, man.
Anybody you want to give a shout out to on that 46 machine before we let you go celebrate for tonight?
The whole group of guys here. I mean, I love racing core. I love the guys we race with. I love you guys for putting on this show, and it's fun to watch afterwards. Yeah, and thanks to the wife and the family for letting me do what I have fun doing.
Well, again, congratulations, and hopefully next week we'll catch you again.
I'm hoping.
All right. All right. Well, there's your second place, Mr. Ponzi. We're going to bring in Nick Nickerson. Nick, you got a copy?
Yo, man.
So, You know, it looks like you kind of handily had that one there in the bag until Ponzi took tires. It looks like he was going to try to run you down.
Yeah, man, my tire went as soon as I pit. I was originally I didn't want to take tires. I didn't think we needed to, and then as soon as I pit, I started looking at my tires, and it was like 76% on the left side. I was like, ah, crap, dude. If anybody takes tires, they're gonna freaking blow past me. But fortunately, I was able to somehow just maintain just enough lead to make it to the very end. If we had one more lap, there's no way I was gonna be able to hold them back. I mean, I think I can keep in front of them like on the long straightaways in the back, but through like the chicanes and like the up and downhill and stuff, like he was just so much more quicker than I was. Like he was just knocking off a half a second every single lap, easy in those sections. But yeah, man, I'll take the extra couple points for first instead of second. Right.
I was kind of sitting here thinking, well, Nick's probably just saving the tires, you know, that way he has something to fight with when he gets there. But no, apparently he was just chewing you up that quick.
Yeah, I was taking certain turns like a little bit different, especially like that hairpin right before that last chicane, kind of like if you want to call it a backstretch or whatever. I was taking the outside so I can late apex and bring it back in, and I was gaining a couple tenth on people that were just riding the inside, but that probably just like tore my tires up throughout doing that the entire race. But oh, no, it was fun. Learned a little bit.
It's funny how much these GT races seem to be a tire management and fuel management game nowadays.
Yeah. I know I mean, it used to not be that way. I mean, certain tracks, I mean, these ones just have the up and down hills where you're really just loading the tires up. And, you know, there's probably some corners where I didn't have to turn as much as I was, but, you know, only practice for 45 minutes before the race. It's hard to get a handle of all that stuff, but.
So have you run here before, or is this the first time in iRacing here?
Yeah, first time. I did like, I don't know, 15 minutes practice yesterday, but I don't know if that really counted. But yeah, man, it's a fun track.
Well, congratulations, and let's see, what do we have next week? Or are you going to make it next week?
Yeah, I should be able to make it next week. What is that?
Phillip
Australia
Island?
there? Yeah, Phillip Islands.
So 30-minute sprint and then a 90-minute endurance. I'm going to have to find somebody to hop in the booth with me for that one.
Yeah, man, that's going to be an interesting one because there's not really there's only like the front straight. The rest of it is like practically all turns. There's a couple little straightaways. So a lot of people are going to be mad that they got shoved around by prototypes, or prototypes getting mad that GT didn't give them the way in certain corners. We'll have to see how that one goes.
Well, absolutely. So congratulations. Anybody want to give a shout out to that number 2 machine before we let you go?
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, just you know, Carl, all the admins. Appreciate you broadcasting, and everybody who participates in this league. Thanks. It is what it is, man. It's a ton of fun.
Well, congratulations, and hopefully we'll catch you again next week.
Appreciate it, man. Take care.
That was your GT3 winner, Nick Nickerson. We will pull in third place. This is Tyler Coco and Keiko. You get a copy.
I hear you.
Almost called you Coconut again.
I love that so much.
So, you know, it looks like tonight, you know, didn't quite have enough for Parks and Thad there. You know, a little bit behind. You know, but with James having that little bit of an incident, you know, you get a podium tonight. So I know with this field, that's a nice little accomplishment.
Yeah, it was nice. I mean, I heard about it in the Discord with the guys, but even behind Parks at the line there, I was like, I guess I'll settle for a 4th place. Not bad. I just kind of ran my own race. And Parks even went, no, you're 3rd. I was like, oh, nice. I'll see John again.
Well, congratulations on that. You know, how bad was the tire wear tonight?
Well, on the 2nd stop, my right front was at 37%, and I took a left front because at the 1st stop it was down to like 55. It was horrible.
One of those. Can you just change, since it lifts the whole car up? Can you get away just taking 2 fronts? I wonder.
You can't fuel in time. It'll fuel you, and then you sit on the jacks. So you can only take 1.
Oh, just 1 tire.
Yeah, I just took a left front because it was bad.
Okay.
It was a strategy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it did get you 3rd, kept you in front of Carl Handwork there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like traffic was just horrible too. Like you just had to wait and try to get them on the exit or down into the braking zone. But every time you're right behind a car, there was no way you could nicely get by them through a corner.
Well, we definitely saw some netcode events here and there. So surprisingly, didn't see you blinking tonight. So I guess you fixed something with your setup.
That's a win. You know what? Yes, we'll say that I fixed something.
Did you hire a witch to shake a bag over it? And
Yeah.
Anybody you want to give a shout out to on that 37 machine before we let you go?
Give a shout out to you in the broadcast booth, putting on a good broadcast as always. Carl and Cora for hosting the series, and then like always, give a shout out to Cody, Victory Tour Jacobs.
I didn't see Cody posting in the chat tonight, so hopefully he get a chance to watch this one.
I'll see. If he doesn't, I'll yell at him.
Well, we always appreciate the views, and congratulations. Looking forward to Phillip Island next week.
Yeah, it looks like with my new work schedule, I should be able to make it. So the last time I drove that was season 3 or series 3 or whatever that was, a long time ago.
Well, it's not Caldwell Park, so you don't have to worry about any jumps, but it'll be interesting for sure, especially getting around the GT3s.
Oh, it'll be an interesting time.
Well, congratulations on the third, and hopefully we'll catch you next week.
Sounds good. See ya.
See ya. All right, that was third place, Tyler Kakeko. We're going to bring in second place, Thaddeus Marshall. Thad, you got a copy on me?
Hey, you got the wrong person, brother.
Oh, I didn't I? Hold on. We'll get back to you. I screwed that up. That's supposed to be Parks in second.
Yeah. That's me.
I had it hovered over you, and for some reason I read Thad's name. I was like, wait, that's wrong. The second I did it.
Oh, yeah.
So it looks like Thad caught you in the pit phase there a little bit. Do you think you had enough to catch him at any point, or was it just the pits, or was he just that much quicker?
So I was able to keep him behind before the pit stops, and then when we caught up to some traffic, I had to brake to avoid something, and then that's when Thad obviously was able to just capitalize off of that. And then I just didn't have the pace to catch that. I've been struggling at this track. So it's honestly a very big miracle that I was able to finish second here today.
Yeah, I saw the netcode event between James and Jean there. It was between James and Chris, and then the bad move over by Jean that
Yes.
kind of one of those you see it and you go, ooh, I know that's not what either one of those wanted.
God, yeah, exactly. It was I'll just say that as an interesting incident happened there, which gave us a free position here.
So Tyler said that he only took one tire on each pit stop. Is that what you did as well, or?
Yeah. Or I think Tyler meant that he only took one tire, not on each pit stop. He only took one tire at the first stop. I also took one tire at the first stop, and oh god, I ended up finishing with 4% tire wear in the front right. It's a little bit tough out there to take the corners, man. And that actually finished with 40% on the front right. So 36% tire difference. He's just pulling away from me in the second and the third stint.
So it sounds like somebody needs to go back and learn car control and not overdriving the car.
I honestly have no idea what caused the tire wear, because I wasn't losing control of the car, you know?
It's a little bit of the problem with the LMPs after one of these last few updates. I've noticed the couple times I've driven them. If you overdrive it, it will burn the front tires up on corner exit. Kind of pushes through them, especially if you get close to somebody.
Oh,
and it loses a little bit of aero wash.
Oh yeah, a lot of time for all of us was spent behind someone, so that would obviously contribute a lot to the insane tire wear I was facing. Okay, that makes sense now. Oh my gosh.
Well, congratulations on second place tonight, and you looking forward to Phillip Island next week?
Again, like last week, no idea. Gonna have to start up a test session, find out.
Well, all right. Well, anybody want to give a shout out to on that number 35 machine before we let you go?
Shout out to James Pierce, who deserved this win because he was just pulling away from us every lap. Fed for being in the right position, right time to capitalize on my own mistake. Tyler also for like not dying completely, and shout out to 2&2 Racing.
Well, it looks like you all had a 1-2-3 tonight, so congratulations for that.
Thank you very much.
You got plenty of time for your paint jobs. All right. Now we'll bring in our leader and winner, Thaddeus Marshall. Sorry about that little mix-up earlier.
It's fine. I should have been P2, but you know.
Yeah. James looked like he had y'all covered off pretty nicely until that little incident there. So, unfortunately, we have a saying at Core for that, and it sucks to suck. But other than that, it sounds like both Tyler and Parks were dealing with some pretty heavy tire wear, and according to Parks, you didn't quite have the same problem there.
No, I think Parks said his right front was like 4 or 13%. Mine was at 46.
Yeah, I was telling Parks, I know in one of the last updates for the LMPs, they changed something, and now they can, if you push too hard on corner exit, they will really burn the front tires out. So maybe a little bit of driving style difference between you and him.
Yeah, what's surprising is I feel like I'm more aggressive than he is, so I felt like mine were gonna burn off more, but I guess with IMSA being in officials here all week and practicing with that, it really helped.
It is very, very possible. So next week we're going to, I've said it 3 times already and already forgotten. Phillip Island. You looking forward to that one at all, or?
It's gonna be another one I'm gonna have to practice quite a bit. It's a newer track to me, so have to put in quite a bit of work this week and next week.
I'll have to remember make sure to flip the screen back around the right way since we'll be in Australia, the land down under.
Yeah, it's nice to get this win, but like I said, it's not the way I wanted to earn it.
Yeah, that was getting around the GT3s as hard as it actually looked like. Because, I mean, in a lot of those S corners, I know you're kind of pinned down, and the LMPs don't quite have enough downforce to just straight send it around the outside of the sweepers there.
It was a good challenge. I mean, there was a couple times I got scared behind Crane, but once I figured out, really just kind of let them go through and time it right, or just because I really didn't want to send it in on them. I didn't want to ruin anybody's race. I just kind of wanted to take care of the car and run mine.
Yeah, I mean, that you can see the difference there between that and getting a little bit of bad luck like James did. I mean, he managed to make it back up to 5th after pitting for a minute to repair whatever damage that he had.
Yeah, he definitely had the winning strategy. I think he took 4 tires at first stop, and I only took the left front because I didn't know how long 4 tires would take. But really feel bad for him, but good showing in the 4 camp.
Yeah, that's what Park said. So, congratulations on the win tonight. We'll let you go celebrate. And anybody you want to give a shout out to on that number 4 machine?
I got to thank you for the broadcast and Carl for putting on the race tonight, and then the guys over at 2 for a 1-2-3 finish.
All right. Well, congratulations again.
All right, thank you.
All right, that was our winner, Thaddeus Marshall. And let's pull the results back up, even though they're a little on the small side to see, but we'll do that one more time in case anybody didn't catch exactly who got where. Thaddeus Marshall taking the win tonight in LMP2, Parks de la Cruz in 2nd, Tyler Kikeko in 3rd, Carl Handwerk in 4th, James Pierce in 5th, Sahash Padiar in 6th, and Tyler Bramble in 7th. Going over to GT3. We have Nick Nickerson with your win, Tim Ponzi in 2nd, Dave Tilford in 3rd, Mason Smith in 4th, Christopher Hamilton in 5th, Lee Porter in 6th, Dane Simpson in 7th, John McLuhan in 8th, James Molyneux in 9th, John Crane in 10th, Dominique Ford in 11th, Russell Peterson in 12th, and Andrew Rasmussen in 13th. That'll be it tonight here from the Core Racing Network. Tune in. Let's see. The next one should be Sunday night with that'll be Brendan and I believe David. Oh wait, no, we're off this Sunday, so the next one will be that next Tuesday, Xfinity with Carl and Jimmy. From everybody here at CRN, y'all have a wonderful night.